Hello and welcome to my very first video update. I'm Kevin Klein, City Councillor for Charleswood, Tuxedo, and Westwood. Soon that will be formalized. I'm not sure if you've heard or not, but at my very first meeting in November, I put forward a motion to add Westwood to the official ward name of Charleswood, Tuxedo. That motion was unanimously voted upon and now is working its way through the system. So soon we will officially be known as Charleswood, Tuxedo, Westwood. And that's very important to me because that was one of my commitments to you. And it was the thing that I said I wanted to do first when I got into office, because I felt it was important that we included Westwood. The formal council changed the boundaries, and at that time they didn't include Westwood or the Oaks into the naming, and I felt that that was important. I heard it at the doors, and now that is coming your way. This video update is our first one, but it's one that I'm going to do more often. I'm going to try and do one at least weekly for you. I will still put stuff out on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn to make sure you know about what's going on, but this is more of an update on smaller things that sometimes you don't hear about, and also bigger things that are working their way through the system, and sometimes I'm going to be asking you for help. I need your input on some decisions. I'd like to know what you think. I'm looking for ideas. I will use this format for that. As I said, putting Westwood on as an official name of the ward was one of my commitments. I had many, I had 5. One of the other ones that I'm very proud to tell you today has been fulfilled was the creation of 3 advisory committees. I wanted to have a committee in Westwood, Charleswood, and Tuxedo, 3 different ones made up of people in each one of those neighborhoods that would help me identify the key issues in those neighborhoods, that would help me prioritize some issues in the neighborhoods, maybe where we put some grant money, helping me get the word out that grant money is available. And I'm going to tell you how you can reach out to these people in your community or to myself so you can find out if grant money is available for your activity or your community organization, whatever it might be. We can find out about that. Westwood was the very first one that came together, and it came together quite quickly. We've had one meeting. We're having another meeting tonight. That'll be a month after our first one, which is great. Charleswood's first meeting is later this week, and then the Tuxedo first meeting is early next week. So I'm very excited, and I can't wait to bring you more details about those. And I'm just happy that I fulfilled yet another commitment. Another one of my commitments was to help make the streets safer, to do whatever I can to make our streets safer and not give up. That was a tough task, and it is a tough task because council doesn't have a lot of input, if any, on what the police do. However, I was very fortunate. The mayor felt that I was the right person and appointed me as the chair of the board for the Winnipeg Police Board. That's a big job. We have a lot to do and a lot to get out to you, a lot of information to learn from you and a lot of information to share from you. And I'm looking forward to that because I believe the Winnipeg Police Service has our best interest at heart, and they are working very hard and doing their best in some very difficult times. But it can be better, and we're going to find out how. We think that communicating with you will help make it better. The one thing that I learned that I really am telling a lot of people more and more now is no matter how small the crime, if your car was broken into or somebody broke into your shed, even if they didn't take anything, go online and report that crime. The police use that data to decide where the hot spots are. So that if they know there's 20 or 30 or 15 crimes going on in a certain neighborhood, they know they have a problem and they can increase patrols in that area. And then they can work on the problem. But if you don't report it, the police look at the data and simply think everything in that neighborhood is fine. So take a few minutes. It's very simple. Write down, go online, and input any little crime that happens in your area, no matter how small. We also had some calls and a lot of emails from residents, people who live on Cullen. You may recall, I think it was just over a month or 2 ago, a young woman lost her life there. And a lot of the people that live along that road have been saying for quite some time, I looked back at the files, they're worried about the amount of traffic and about the speed and people not stopping fully at the stop sign and so on. So I have put forward a motion, and again, it was unanimously approved, to do a traffic study of Cullen in a stretch of that area there. And that traffic study will tell us, are there a lot of people that are breaking the speed laws? And if they are, well, that traffic study includes possibly them getting a ticket. Photo radar, it might include regular radar. It will also determine At what times of the day more traffic is coming through? Are they stopping long enough at the stop sign? All of that will be compiled over the next 90 to 100 days, and then that will be brought back to us to make a decision on what we can do to improve the traffic on Cullen. I've had a few other streets come forward. Roblin, there's a stretch of Roblin where people are concerned where it goes from 50 to 70 very quickly, and we're going to take a quick look at that and do a study as well and determine what we can do to make it safer, not just for the pedestrians, but also safer for you. The other one that I'm working on right now that's very near and dear to my heart is at Grant and Cathcart. You may know that there's 3 home care facilities in that vicinity. There's there's 2 on this side of the road and 1 on this side of the road. I'm opposite of you right now, but I think you know where I'm talking about. And this starts to get very fast there. So we have residents in both sides of the street that use the bus. That's how they go visit their grandkids, or it's how they go to the doctor's office, or it's how they go shopping. So either way, it doesn't matter what side of the road they live on, at one point they have to cross the road there. And I can tell you, by looking at the data and talking to the police, there have been a number of pedestrians hit. It's a very dangerous intersections for pedestrians to be crossing. And when I visited one of those home care facilities during the election campaign, they told me they've been trying for 4 or 5 years to have a crosswalk put there. And it's only going to be used a little bit during the day. It's not going to really affect traffic that much. So I looked into it, and sure enough, a traffic study had been done for that area. And the experts that studied that area said, absolutely, you need a crosswalk at that location. So I am so happy to let you know that we are in the process of having a half cross, it's called, put at that location, especially for the residents that have been trying so hard. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to go to work for you and get something done. And I'll be the first one there digging the hole if I have to make sure that thing, the half cross, not that thing, but the half cross, which is, it's different than a crosswalk. It's got lights. It's on the same side. There's one in the middle of Grant where the Assiniboia Forest is that people use to cross the road when they're on the bike paths. It's probably the safest and most functional one for drivers, they say, as well. So I want to make sure that is in the ground and functional this spring. Before the summer comes, we want to make sure that is in place. Also, we're taking a look at some roads that need covering in Charleswood, Tuxedo, and Westwood. So if you're having some issues in your neighborhood, please, let me know. Reach out to me. You can do so by email or give me a call. There's a couple other things that we're working on at City Council. Obviously, the budget is coming up. That's going to be a big question. For me, it's a very difficult time and a very busy time because we're reviewing the budget of the Winnipeg Police Service. And everybody knows that that's a big cost to us here in the city. But there's some questions that I'm starting to ask, and I'm learning a few things. I'm not ready to talk about it in full detail yet because I want to confirm everything, but there's a few answers that I've received regarding the budget that I think you'll find intriguing, and we'll talk about that another time. And of course, my Winnipeg Simpsons poster has done fantastic online. I have some left. I want to donate it to the community though. I bought them myself and I had them signed by the artist, but let's use them, let's put them to good use. So if we know of an auction going on, a charity auction, I had some ideas for that, please let me know. Let's put something together and use these for yourself to raise money through an auction. That would be fantastic. And a special shout out to Skylar Ferguson. Skylar is a 16-year-old girl you may have seen online from Oak Park, who has been giving of herself to help children her age and younger in the northern Manitoba, Churchill, and up now into Nunavik. And she is collecting sports equipment. She's collecting money for them. I went and saw her on Saturday afternoon. She was sitting at Varsity View Arena by herself, thanking everybody who brought in a donation. Most 16-year-olds, including myself at that time, was probably hanging out at the mall. I know it's different now, but we were probably hanging out at the mall or doing something for ourselves. And there she was, sitting in an arena, doing something for others. In fact, her whole family was at different arenas across the city. So thank you very much to the Fergusons. Thank you so much to Skylar for your leadership. And I hope everything works out the way you want it. I hope you raise way more than $5,000 in your GoFundMe page, because really it's a testament to you. Why do we donate? Because of what you're doing, and also to help our family in northern Manitoba and in northern Canada. All right, that's our first update. Anything happens on the police board, I'm also going to give you an update through video. Hopefully they won't be this long because you've probably tuned out by now. So I hope not. Anyways, reach out and email me anytime. My private email is kevinklein@kevinklein.ca. You can get me on my city email as well. I kept that one going as I promised. City email is kklein@winnipeg.ca. Have a wonderful week.